Welcome in, welcome in. Come on in. It's ghost story time. We're going to have a little paranormal activity with Brokehouse. This is our last installment of Spooky Scary Story Saturday. These stories are all true. Every one of them that I told you have been true. The previous three, just as a little recap, first was the newspaper. Second was the door unlocking. Third was homeboy, the Fonz, standing at the foot of my bed. Obviously it wasn't the Fonz, but you get the joke. This story is not going to take place at the house. This is going to be in a remote area. Just a quick little backstory. It was a Saturday evening going into Sunday morning. I live in North Carolina, if you can't tell by the accent. My father used to build and race lawnmowers. You heard me right, racing lawnmowers. So we would go to a big town, city called Rockingham. If any familiar with North Carolina or NASCAR or anything, you'll know what Rockingham is. So you've got Rockingham, it's kind of the bigger city in that area. And then there's a little bitty remote, pretty much dead to the world, little town called Ellerby, North Carolina. So just to put it out there, that's where we were. We were coming, the little racetrack and everything was in Ellerby, and we were on our way home. So we wrapped up the race, loaded up, and it's just me and my dad coming home. And it's probably 1-ish, maybe 1 or 2, probably around 1-ish in the morning. But it was late. And so Ellerby, like I said, it's like a hole in the wall. There's not really much of anything there. If you want to go to Walmart or anything like that, you got to drive all the way to Rockingham. It's really just country. My grandfather used to have a church out there, and it was just, there's the church. It was just out there. And it's all woods everywhere. So anyway, very remote. So we're driving home. It's just me and him listening to the radio. We're cruising down the road, and we're going down just, everything in Ellerby is a back road. So we're just going down a back road, heading home, and we both look ahead and we're like, what is that? What is in the road? And we keep getting closer, and it's just me and him. There's nobody else in the road. Like I said, late night. It's only me and him just riding. And we look and we can kind of identify a person. So the closer we get, you got the light shining. We get closer, and this person that is crossing the road, there's no other real way to say it. She looked like a servant or slave, or just it was old period clothing. I wish I could really describe it. I know she had like a bonnet kind of on her head, and she had the old period dress. It just looked like something you just kind of sewed together. And it's 1 or 2 in the morning. I can't remember that, but I know it was late. And so she's standing in the road, and she's just gradually, slowly, just walking. And she's got this big sack over her shoulder. I know what you're thinking, that ain't no big deal. It is kind of a big deal, because the more we approached, she did not make any effort to acknowledge our existence. Her goal was to get across the street, but like I said, she wasn't moving very fast. So we had time to sit there and watch. And if you look over to this side of the road, there is like some double wide homes, just like maybe 2 over there, and then the rest is woods. The place she's going, like I said, it's 1 or 2 in the morning. She's walking into an empty field. She made no expression. She didn't acknowledge our existence. And we're we're not far at all. Like, I can see the details of her face in my head. And like I said, she's got the old period clothing, with the big sack across her back, and she's just walking across the road really slowly. Walking off, I guess she's going into that field. When she finally got to the edge of the road, we both looked at each other like, oh, that was kind of weird, and floored it and got out of there. I don't know what that was about. I've heard tales here in North Carolina that there's been some towns where other people have seen relics of the past, like older folks from the past. But that was something me and my father both witnessed together. She had no business being out there going into a field, just a random field. There's nothing over there. It's just field. And like I said, there was just two little double wides, and it's a back end road, a backwoods road, or like one of those little country roads. There we go. Boom. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, she was just walking so slowly, and it was so eerie because as we approached, she just kept walking and would not acknowledge our existence. And we were right there. We were close enough that I could see the details on her face. And it wasn't just, you got that feeling. There was like a weird feeling, other than just being kind of creepy. It was pretty intense. And like I said, we both saw her. No clue where she was going other than the field. Unless it was somebody having some kind of weird dementia episode after playing dress up like the Civil War days. Like I said, it was old period clothing. It was weird. It was freaky. But yes, me and my father both witnessed it coming back from Ellerby, and there's nothing in that town, so it's very remote. So that was an interesting story, and we both still remember it to this day. I don't have any explanations for what that could have been. Like I said, I've heard stories in the past that folks have been seen, like still working out in the fields and stuff like that, even though there's nobody really there. So I don't know. What's your thoughts? And like I said, this is the last video for the Spooktacular Spooky Story Saturday, but it's a good one. And like I said, it's one where it wasn't just me that witnessed this time. It was my father was with me, right beside me. He was driving. So I mean, it was pretty crazy. And I hope you guys have enjoyed Ghost Story Saturday or Spooky Story Saturday. I've enjoyed sharing them. I like the fact that I'm getting it out of my head and out of my notebook and stuff, and on video, so that I'll never forget it. Because this is some crazy stuff. And like I said, this is not the only stuff that's ever happened. I had to pick 4 stories. I picked the 4 most impactful events that's happened. Other things can't really explain. Like I said, the shadow people and just other weird things that's happened with some land and whatever. And maybe next year I can share some of those stories. But these were the top 4 stories that had the most impact and made the most impact to me. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys enjoyed the Spooktacular. We've still got a couple days left, and so get yourself ready and let's have a good old time. And I also forgot to mention with that giveaway, I'm going to be including some of my personal favorite candy. So I'm talking about some caramel sucker, like caramel apple suckers. I love those things. So I'll be putting that in the bag or the pack. And then obviously you'll get some candy corn because you got to. And then I'll throw some other stuff in there. We might actually have some leftover cards I'll throw in too, because I over prepared for the Spooktacular. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. You guys be phenomenal. Check the description down below and link up with me on the social medias. And also check out the Etsy store. It's pretty cool. You got Broke House stuff, but you got a lot of retro stuff in there too, because I tried to bring my childhood and nostalgia back through t-shirts. So check that out if that's something you like. And good luck to everybody that gets in the giveaway. Don't forget the video that was posted yesterday, the giveaway video. Make sure that you are a subscriber, you like the video, and comment below the phrase trick or treat so that you can get in on the goodness. And you can get you a shirt, you can get you some that mug, I'll sign it, you'll get the stickers. If you got any other requests, like if you want anything signed, I'll be more than happy to do that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy your Spooktacular, and I will catch you guys Monday. Ooh.